Your good self always wins. Do you have those battles with yourself all the time? Those internal struggles that you're always moving through in your thinking. Should I do this? Should I do that? Or maybe it's something that you feel it's like a moral compass is it's what is my right? What's wrong? What should I do? That's what we each do. And so we're always having those questions that are going on within us. And so when we can answer those questions, then we start to come to a greater sense of understanding or acceptance of who we are. And then as we do that more, we start to become fulfilled. We start to become happy. We start to live the lives we're supposed to have. And then what starts to happen is that we also see that showing up in our world. I'm talking about this because I have another video that I'm giving you this video today because I recorded something earlier because I said that there are no limits. What I mean by that is there are no limits to what we can create in our lives and what we can create in the world. We just have to be willing to settle that battle and then actually own who we are, which is stepping into the next version of who we're meant to become. And that doesn't, and to everyone, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, because there's always more as long as we're still in physical form, as long as we're still alive. I'm 73 and I'm taking that next step now, which is why I've been giving you all of this information over the last week or couple of weeks, because I wanted to explain what I'm going to be talking about in October to hundreds, 180 countries and several hundred people in an audience, and I'm talking about planetary ascension, which means that's what we're moving through now in our world, and that's what my work has been for these last several years. Now, we don't know who we're going to become when we're born. That is something that develops, and it's an individual evolutionary path that every single person has, and it's different for every person. I did so many other careers in throughout my life. I mean, I've had so many of them in business and entertainment, and I mean, all over the board. And then several years ago, I thought, oh, I have to go into another area now because I could feel that the world was changing. And I said, I have something that is so valuable that anyone who would use it, they would have this really great life. No one could hear me at that time because I received information beforehand. And then I did all of these other things, and you can find this. It's on my website, rogerburnley.com. And if you go to articles, you will see that I've written them all over for years because I wanted people to understand that we each evolve within ourselves over time. Understanding, we use self-actualization, personal development, ascension, however you think of it. I just happened to live a life where I did all of them and put them all together. This is why I said that my work is the most valuable thing that anyone could own because it causes you to understand who you are. It causes you to know your life purpose. It causes you to fall in love with yourself and with other people as well. And then you move to a whole different dimension of thinking and being. And then you can start to heal. And I can say all these things because that's what I did. So I know that it works. It's just that are you going to do it? That's the only question you have to answer. And so I'm going to be going to Gaia and I'm going to be speaking in October. I have another interview that's coming out within a couple of months. And I said the same thing there. And so I'm going to have a lot of people who are going to be seeing this and hearing this information. And everyone will be um, questioning the same thing. Is this guy real? Does this make sense? Can you do this? And that'll be something that you'll have to answer because I know that it's real because I've done it, because I've experienced it. I've moved through the most horrible physical things that any human could possibly experience, and I healed them all. But it wasn't me. It was because I was receiving cosmic guidance to understand how we can heal and how we can reach a higher state of understanding within ourselves, but also in the world. See, because all of those words came out as well, because I said that this work could cause any person to transform and also our world. I know that's true because it's all energy. When we understand how we use it within ourselves and how we use it in the world, we can accomplish anything. I just happened to be given a person who was given a plan. And I had to live it. I mean, I had to go through all the struggles, all the difficulties, all the challenges, the illnesses, and all of those things to heal them all, to say, yes, this is possible and you can do it too. And then I know that more people will come and take this work and do far more with it. That's what will happen. And then I said that we would see more things happening in the United States. I've been saying that for the last 4 years, and now people are seeing it and experiencing it, and they're a little afraid. We have to come back to understanding it's all energy. And then if you decide that you're going to become your best self, mean working on yourself, becoming prosperous, successful, doing the career that you love, because that's the most important thing. The energy of love is going to be the most powerful thing that you can put into your life, but also into the world. But we always have blockages, and that's what we have to move through. That's what our ascension journey is, or self-actualization. And then people will come in like me and discover a new way of doing this, and that's what I've done. Because this new way is the philosophy that I developed, and it's called that I was given, that I downloaded. That's on my website as well. 2 years ago, I wrote that. I said I downloaded a philosophy, but most people probably wouldn't have read it or understood it then because it wouldn't have made sense until you started seeing where things are in your life and also in the world. Then it becomes really important for you. But then the other thing that happens where we have to kind of suspend our disbelief if we want to get to the next level of who we are as individuals, or if we want to create a world that we want to live in, that we don't keep burning it down, because that's what's been going on. And it's every single person. It's not just, a few people. But what happened for me is that I tapped into this divine consciousness, this universal consciousness, and it was so aligned. And if you understand science, you can come into alignment. When you understand the quantum field, you can come into alignment. That's what happened. I just happened to get it. And so it was really giving me information on specific days. And I've posted that. I posted something earlier when I said there are no limits, and I posted a string of messages back to 2012, actually, so you could see it, but they were all on July 15th. And then I had another one in there on February 19th. You can go back and read that one. There's an alignment. There's an alignment within us connected to source, or however of the universe, every single person. And when we find that, that is our soul path, that's our soul mission. And then we become aligned with who we are. And then we start to heal. And then we can help others. And that's what I'm doing. But let me read to you the message for July 16th, because the United States is feeling a lot of energy moving because the planets are changing, and it's just the configuration of things that's causing that to occur. But it's also causing everyone to decide if they're going to remember their good self. That's all it is. It's the energy. It's all of us putting it together. And then we get this mix of things and we decide what kind of lives we're going to have, what kind of world we're going to experience. And it's always about releasing our individual hate and judgment and biases, which we've all inherited because we don't come into the world that way. We learned them. So, but if we can find a way to move beyond them, then we feel different. We live this incredible life, and that's what I've been given. So let me read this to you because you will appreciate it and it will make a lot more sense to you. Your good self always wins. Good, bad, winning, and losing are human terms and have little to do with ultimate reality or the state of oneness every human will attain. But it is how you interpret those items in your life that allows you and your world to evolve. We have guided you using your linear time to instill the idea of progress within you. That progression in your life and world depends on the energy of love, which is the only one that remains, and the experience you come to fully know when you leave physical form. The earth plane or third dimensional thinking, they are the same. As you study the message we provided in 2012, consider it a precursor to our talk tomorrow. We intend to guide you to more self-love, which will allow everyone to win, especially you. Become willing to guide and live the physical life experience you always desired. When you become willing, you allow yourself to acknowledge and let go of the barriers and blockages you have put up that prevent you from experiencing that life. When you become willing, you acknowledge and let go of all the thoughts, actions, and behaviors you know are keeping you from that life experience. When you become willing, you recognize that only you can make those choices. When you become willing, you give yourself access to all the talents and abilities that are inherently yours, which you previously, which you have previously not acknowledged, own, and utilize. So you see that came through in 2012. And so that makes sense for me now, which is why I'm going to acknowledge my talents and abilities now, because it's been enough time that I had to see that this actually worked. And that's what I'm going to give to everyone else. Now, I will tell you, a lot of people will listen to me and think this is not possible, and I've been stuck and I can't do anything, and that will be where you will stay. Because I'm telling you, there are no limits, because all you have to do is decide to discover who you are. And I've proven this over the last several years with this work, and you can hear all the testimonials, you'll know all of that. But the only thing I haven't done is finish the complete work, which now I'm doing, which is why I said I'm only taking a few more people now. It'll always be open. My program will always be available for forever for whoever wants to come in whenever you do it. The only thing that will happen is that I won't take in, do the consultations I'm doing for these next few people, but it will always be there. The only thing it'll be a little price will probably be different. That's all because you do the work yourself. We just have group calls and I work with you in those group calls, but you do the work yourself because it's about your life. It's about you figuring out who you are and reaching your potential. Now, that potential is never ends. I've told you many, if you've listened to me before, I've told you when I was 26, I was coaching billionaires and they were still moving through the same thing of going to breaking through that barrier that keeps them stuck about accepting this next level of where they could go. And then the other part of it, we're going to have many people who are not going to find their good selves. We must understand that now as we're moving through this period. This is going to be for the rest of this year, probably a little longer. And so you have to decide what you're going to do. Because, see, if you decide that you're going to allow your good self to win, that means you're going to connect to your authentic self, who you were born to be in this world. You'll put a completely new kind of energy into your life, into the world. And that's what will bring you the life you want and create the world we want to have. I will be doing it. As you know, I'm doing private channelings as well, but I do have a channeling session on the 21st for the full moon. You can find that information as well. And that's where I'm going. The next part of my life after I take in these few people is that I have so much work that I'm going to complete, and I have a book to do, and I have many other things, and I'll create some smaller programs as well. But I'm telling you, this work changes your life and takes you to places that you could not imagine. And I can say that with full-throatedly now because I know that it works. And when you reach that place where you find this, oh, I've got the thing that can change everything, you must run with it. Everyone has something like that. You just have to decide if you're going to believe it. So, but that's what I have to give you. And I wanted to do this today because we will see more energies changing in our world, especially in the United States, but the world as well. That's why everything's moving, but we're creating something better. And that comes through you. When you decide to allow your good self to win, you will have everything that you want. Please check out all of my work. I'll leave the links there. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe, share it with others, and I will see you all soon. Thanks.